Erin Moriarty is here with me to talk more about this case. Erin, you followed this case very closely. You were in the courtroom many hours. You watched the people involved very closely. Your reaction to the sentencing?
Well, I was actually a little surprised, not so much by the term. She was tried essentially as an adult. In Massachusetts, it's called youthful offender, and she could have faced 20 years. But as the judge noted in court, she had been 3 weeks shy of her 18th birthday. In fact, she turns 21 next week. And so he still was viewing her as a child, and there was a chance for rehabilitation. The 15 months seemed fair, I think, to most people. It seemed too short to the prosecution. They had asked for 7 to 12 years.
Really?
But then when the entire thing was suspended, and knowing now how long it can take just for state appeals, if they file in federal court, that doesn't hold anything up, but state appeals. The idea that she may never spend a day in jail at all, I think was very difficult for Conrad Roy's family to accept.
So then what was the judge considering? You talked about the youthful offender category, but what other things was the judge considering?
Well, I think he was considering the case itself. This was a highly unusual case. Now, the fact is the Massachusetts Supreme Court had heard a version of it and did allow it to go to trial. But I think the judge recognizes the fact that there are a lot of different issues, not the least of which is the fact that she was an hour away at the time when she's sending those text messages. The judge had found her guilty because he said that she had helped create this dangerous environment of carbon monoxide, but she was a long way away. Conrad Roy set up that. The big problem was when he walked out of the truck, and she told him to get back in, at least according to her own words. The fact is, we only know that from her texts. So I think there's so many big questions about this case. The judge recognizing the fact that she's just short of 21, realizing if he sends her to jail now and then the case is overturned, you can't get that back. So you can understand from the defense point of view, but from Conrad Roy's family view, then it's almost as if she's convicted of manslaughter, but doesn't really
There's no punishment
have a
to go with it.
Well, she is under probation. She's not allowed to benefit at all from this, which may mean we never get to hear her words and her side of this. It would have been very interesting.
Because she never testified, did she?
She didn't, and I was so surprised when she didn't at least read a statement at sentencing. Often, defendants who are very remorseful want the judge to know that, and I was actually surprised. I think it would have been interesting. Maybe she just couldn't get it out. We did hear from Conrad Roy's sister, who had a very difficult time talking, and Conrad Roy's mother could not read her statement and had the one of the prosecutors read it.
I can't believe how heartbreaking it must be. Did you hear from Michelle's parents or anybody on her behalaf?
No, well, they usually aren't allowed to. No, it's usually only the victim's family, and then often the defendant. And I thought that was very interesting. It is tragic all the way around. It honestly is, but it just felt a little anticlimactic yesterday.
Yeah, it's one of those cases, there's so many sort of modern dilemmas that it discusses, including the idea of online bullying and whether this is a crime and how we categorize it. Erin Moriarty, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll follow this up to see if there's any appeals.
Good. We'll be checking in with you.
Yes.